Well, it's been a while. Hello, everybody. A little bit of a different scenery, but I would like to say welcome to the Season 1 Cup Series draft for the Next Gen Racing League. This is a new league. I'm actually a driver in this league. I don't have any rights to it, so I get to enjoy the driving style of it. And yeah, first I want to bring up the three Migos. Um, And as everyone saw, if you follow my channel, you saw the short that I posted the other day. We are going to be starting the Wednesday night podcast back up. So keep eye out on that. But first, Shiesty, welcome back, buddy.
Oh shit. We're back, baby. So fucking excited.
Yeah, well, a whole new chapter that we got to write. So it's gonna
Yes,
be interesting.
sir.
Can't wait to sit back and enjoy this one. So we'll see where it goes. And then it is the man of the hour. He is the president of the Next Gen Racing League, Mr. Nep Dog. Get your ass out here.
Hello, Mr. Josh. Welcome. Thank
So,
y'all, everybody. It's been a while.
yeah, no, it definitely has been.
You know,
Y'all got me over here tearing up, man.
man.
Nah,
The,
for real. It's amazing to be back doing this shit with you guys, and it's a blast.
yeah,
Oh
hey,
yeah, it's been a while. Man, it's been too long. Um, got a lot of new things going on over here. Since the last time we sat down. I'm just excited for all the aspects that we are putting into play and all, and to have Josh back. Josh is you know, we've been working, Shiesty, we've been here since day one, since we
Yep.
started up the league and all that. And we were minus our wingman, our third party,
Yeah.
and it just didn't feel right without him. And, I've kept in contact with him. Other people, I'm sure, have kept in contact with him. He had some personal stuff he had to deal with. But, you know, here we are a week before go time, and he messages, says, "Hey, I want to run Xfinity part time, or at least part time, but you know, can I join?" It's like, say no more. Boom, you're back. And of course, with Josh being back, being over here in the new league, he sets up a chat for us three and says, "Hey, do we want to go back to doing a podcast?" It's like, do you even have to ask? I mean,
Exactly.
but we'll cover a lot of that tomorrow night on the actual podcast. The main thing we want to focus on tonight is before we can even start racing, we've got to get these teams made. And tonight's draft, it's going to be none like, it's going to be different than any draft we've had before. Um, the last draft we did in another league, we did a pre-draft before the show. We knew everybody's pick and all that. Tonight it is completely live, guys. When at 9 o'clock when we go live, I'm going to announce all the picks. I have gotten with the four team owners, and that's how we're going to run this thing. They're going to message me, just like the NFL does. They send up their pick. Roger Goodell comes out and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, with the first pick in round one, Dark Horse Motorsports picks driver, blah, 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 blah." Really fun because it's all separate chats, so not even the other owners are going to be able to know who's being picked
Until
until
we see it.
I announce it. But with that being said, let's talk about our you know cup eligible roster. It's a key thing to talk about at this moment. Um, our four team captains. We have Speedy Racer, who is piloting the Dark Horse Motorsports. Um, Speedy's a great team owner. I think you never know what he's going to pull out of his sleeve. So that's going to be interesting to see his picks tonight. And he does have the number one overall pick. So it was a random draw, and he just so happened to luck out that he drew number one. So he's going to have the number one overall pick. Picking second is NASCAR. We've all raced with him for years. He's piloting High Life Motorsports. So, be interesting to see his picks picking it in the number two spot. Also, one of our league owners, Rowdy, he's going to be leading a team, the Outlaw Racing. Anybody that gets picked by Rowdy, all I can say is you're getting a great coach, you're great, a great mentor, all that. He knows how to set up a car, so you're going to benefit from that. And last but not least, our own Dr. Shiesty, you're going to be piloting the Pro Performance Racing team. So it's going to be, we look forward to seeing who you end up picking and going from there.
It's a lot of new, and I'm excited. I'm really excited for this draft.
Oh, I am too. We got 4 owners. We're going to have 18 guys in the league. Starting out this first season, it's season 1 of the league. We're going with 14 guys. We had all throughout the month of December. We did preliminary races where we brought in new guys. We test everybody out. And then we have a committee over here that sat down and scratched our heads and put a roster together of Cup guys. Take nothing away from the guys that are going to be in the Xfinity Series. Some great guys out there. We got some new guys that just joined here within the last week or so. So haven't really had a chance to didn't really get to evaluate them and see how they are. I think they're going to, there's a few guys down there that I think is going to shine. And when we get to season 2, they're going to be up here running with the Cups and probably competing for wins. So, it's going to be interesting with the Xfinity Series. But looking at the 14 drivers that the draft consists of, just naming them off. You got Samo Esmiel and MB, our other league owner, Big Mike, C Trickle, myself included, Charton, Redneck Nation, Wolfie Man, Ford, Baines, JPR, Beer Stick Dan, Rowdy Rooster, and last but not least, Mr. Trigun. And Shiesty, those are the draft guys. Now, for any of the non-Cup guys that are in the league and that are listening, you want to kind of break down, the whole waiver aspect and all that?
Okay, yeah. So the waivers are picks for the Xfinity guys to be called up to a Cup team at some point in the season. If one of their drivers can't make it, they are eligible to fill that seat with that waiver pick. So, for instance, if I pick a random guy in Xfinity, I do believe I have the first waiver pick anyways. If I pick up, say, Josh, for instance, I think is available for a hot seat, and I can't make it to a race, Josh can fill that position for me and get that Cup experience and really be able to run with the Cup guys when sets you apart from the other Xfinity guys as well.
Maybe I don't want to run Cup. Maybe think of that one. No, but
it was an example.
but I like the hot seat. idea. It's interesting, and plus, like you guys said, it gives the people in Xfinity that's newer in the league that are gonna have that opportunity to show what they're about and show how well their racecraft is. How consistent they can be, and then getting a shot into the Cup cars, learning a different car, and running with a bunch of other guys that are, in all seriousness, I mean, I know how it was when we all ran and we got the best in the business. I mean, we got some fast, excuse my language, motherfuckers in here. So to get up and get a hot seat and pull out top five, top 10, I mean, I'd be happy as shit. So yeah,
Raises
it's gonna be
eyebrows for
interesting.
their draft. I
Definitely
tell you
does.
that much.
You know, um, you look at this roster of drivers for this Cup Series, and realistically, I'm sitting here looking at not just counting the team owners, but you got a Samo that can go out there almost every race and be up front. Um, Guys that we've raced with for a long period, a long time. Big Mike, he's always right there. Um, your guys such as Wolfie, who always can figure out a good fuel strategy. Rooster, everybody loves Rooster. He's crazy, but he's a fun guy to race with and all. But then you look at some of the new, the guys that we ran with for a short time, and even just since forming this league and all that, and coming out there in the preliminary races, Bames on a mile and a half track and some of the other tracks. Bames is a front running car, so it's going to be interesting to see the things that he can do, and you know where does he go in the draft? Is he a first round pick, maybe second round pick? So it's one of those things. Reb, we know what he's capable of doing. He can put out a fast race car. Him and JPR as well. So the roster is stacked of good drivers, and then myself included. You know me, I'm always my worst critic. But I see a group of people that it's going to be a rough season to try to get multiple wins. It's the main goal is everybody going out there having a good time. There's going to be competitive. It is a racing league, so and you've got a field of 18 guys that on any given night easily you got 5 to 10 to 15 guys competing that could possibly pull out that win. So and to get there though, you got to get to the draft, and you know I want to give a shout out to Trickle and Shiesty on working, collabing together with the owners and making some of the great team logos for them. The first logo I want to look at is Speedy Racer 2000, team owner of Dark Horse Motorsport. You know, the horse head. I mean, that logo is just fast looking.
I had him
Um,
hooked up with Booger Sugar, but he went with Dark Horse.
right. I mean,
Now let
but
me touch on that logo. I
go
love
ahead.
it. I love it. And the person I would love to see on Dark Horse Motorsports would be Samo. He owns a Dark Horse Mustang. I think it'd be very fitting for him to go over
Fitting,
there.
yeah.
And
I'm
him and
not saying
Speedy.
anything specific, but maybe Speedy's hinting towards colors. I
Mm,
know Samo's black and red all day. On the racetrack, it's
mm-hmm.
gray, red, black. That's it. Maybe he's hinting.
You never know. I mean, but I mean that's a badass looking horse right there. The eyes red. You know, it, and I wish you could put that on the front of the car. That'd be intimidating. All right. We look at the next logo. You know, NASCAR 592 24, 5'9", 24, 48. You know, team owner of High Life Motorsports. You know, I I go back to as a kid and growing up watching racing with my dad. Our one of our favorite guy was Rusty Wallace, but then I remember the Bobby Allison piloting the Miller High Life cars and all that, and you look at this logo and it just if that doesn't say racing and NASCAR, I don't know what the hell it does. You got the cold beer, and then the checker flags beside it with that gold lettering and all. I mean, that's a sharp looking logo right there.
Now, let's be for real. Let's be for real here. High Life Motorsports. Man,
Yeah,
if there would have been a joint somewhere in there or
yeah, I
something,
was just,
Yep,
would
that just top NASCAR being the team owner. You
yeah,
just know it.
right.
You know it.
we know that dude don't drink beer. He smokes marijuana. Okay. Oh man, it's a cool ass
But
logo.
yeah,
Who ended up doing them? What is his Trickle?
yeah, I think Trickle had a
Yeah,
lot to
I
do
think
with the
Trickle did all three of the other owners,
yeah.
apart from myself. I made my own.
They
yeah,
came out pretty cool. I like it. It's very flashy. And it's different. So yeah, no, definitely knocked the ball out the park on that. But yeah, no, there's I'm putting a makeshift joint somewhere in there, and it just that's what I'm gonna think of it as.
right. I mean, you could always look at it as instead of a beer, it could be a bong. You never know.
So yeah, makeshift bong. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bottle was empty.
Right.
Oh,
When we look at the next team, and once again, you know, you got the old cowboy skull with the red eyes, for Rowdy 1078's team. Outlaw Racing says it all. You know, you know,
I'd like him to say that name. I can hear outlaw.
outlaw.
Outlaw,
Outlaw.
Yeah.
Outlaw Racing. Yeah, you could just hear. We're just saying the
Maybe
name.
an
You can
extra
get
U in the
Route.
name out.
Yeah, you can get Rowdy's voice in your head saying outlaw. So the cowboy, and he just ready to just walk all over you, and you know you can tell that that's going to be a tough team.
Yeah, I mean, and with Rowdy leading the team, man, nothing for nothing. And I know a lot of people probably don't notice, and whoever's watching might, especially if they're in the league. But like, Rowdy's a guy that will work with just about anybody, and like put so much effort into making them better. Like for instance, we had a girl when we had the other league. We had a girl in there, and Rowdy was getting on working with her, and she needed to come a long way. And Rowdy was like, "Hey, I'll help you out," and that's who Rowdy is. He wants to see everybody on a level playing field. The more competition, the more crazier stuff gets, more intense stuff gets, the better stuff gets. So, man, having Rowdy as a team owner is like the way to go. That is like one of the best owners that you could have.
Right. Anybody that gets picked by Rowdy it's going to be an honor to race with for him. Um, if you're missing something, he's going to be there to you know teach you how to what to do. Just like Speedy. Speedy's the same way. Speedy will run behind you in a practice and tell you where you're lifting wrong and all that. Rowdy's the same way. Rowdy he'll get in there with his guys and go over not just on the track adjustments, but he'll get in there under your actual game settings and help you tweak your settings to what he thinks would help you out. Then go out there. All right, now that we got these settings set, guys, let's go. Let's go out there and run it. All right, that didn't quite work so well. All right, take this and drop it down to here and move this up to here. Just the knowledge that's behind Rowdy is just phenomenal. Um, Shout out to Rowdy. He, got the Josh got the call before we came live. He's kind of under the weather, um, and I hate it, but I hope he gets to feeling better and all because he, he's a great guy, guys. All right, moving on. And Shicey, I'm gonna let you, since this is your team, I'm gonna let you introduce your logo.
Oh, thank you. Uh, Pro Performance Racing, PPR, owned by yours truly, Dr. Shiesty. Um, I really, this is more of a symbol for my family. Uh, the number 70, orange and black, with a little tint of brown in it. Really, I wanted to base this off of my grandfather, who's really recovering from cancer, skin cancer, and I felt like I needed to not only put something badass out there, but acknowledge him too.
A little bit of sentimental in there. I love it. The logo looks
Exactly.
sick as fuck. I love the orange. That orange is really popping. Um, PBR.
Hey, I don't make the abbreviations or whatever they're called. That's just what it is. All right.
I think it looks sick. It looks cool. It came out really fucking good. But we got 8 minutes to kill, guys. So
Oh
Right.
boy.
yeah, 8 minutes to kill. One thing I do want to say is it's going to be interesting seeing how this all unfolds. Um, like Nep said before, this is an actual live draft. Nothing's premeditated, nothing's pre-done. You
There's going to
texting?
be a lot of emotion.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of crazy shit going on. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. As a fan, I'm gonna fucking sit here and enjoy this shit.
Yeah, buddy.
Sorry, I'm
Uh, no, that'd be
getting
good.
all my chat set up for getting ready to go, for when we go.
You were all
So,
good.
you know, now that's the one thing about this. It's I'm going. Let me give you a little rundown while we're waiting to start. How it's going to work? I'm giving everybody a 2-minute clock. Being that the fact is nobody knows who everybody's picking. You know, Shicey, you might have me as your number one pick. Well, one of the other guys Rowdy might pick me before you. So then, so it gives you that 2 minutes to kind of look over the roster and decide, okay, well, this person's gone, this person's gone. Calculate, who would fit best for you. So instead of just, all right, Rowdy, what's your pick? Boom. Shicey, what's your pick? I'm going to give everybody that little 2-minute window. So I'll come on, like when we start the draft, I'll sit there and be like, welcome everybody, yada, yada, yada. With the first pick of the draft is Speedy Racers Dark Horse Racing. Speedy, you are now on the clock. You know, and we can talk back and forth while we're doing this draft and all that as it comes across. I'll sit there and, all right, guys, excuse me 1 second. The pick is in, and for blah blah blah, the such and such pick is yada yada yada, and then I'll put the next guy on the clock.
Yeah, no, you got it. You have it really fucking fanned out really well. Um, so can I be the official timekeeper?
Yeah, you can.
Fuck yeah, dude. Oh yes.
You know,
Just so you know, I'm hoping for some absurd ass alarm. Whenever that 2 minutes is up.
I don't know if I want that, man, because I'm about to shatter everyone's ears. It's gonna be my normal alarm I wake up to, and that's like one of those most fucking loud, screeching, obnoxious alarms.
Can't wake up to nothing else.
Yeah, no, I gotta wake up and jump out of bed.
Apparently, Speedy just messaged me. I need to jump in with you guys because I can't pull up YouTube. I won't be able to hear what's going on. I said, that's fine. Just mute your mic. But by all means, any owners that are team owners that are watching, if you
Go
want to
hop
jump in
in.
this, by all means, if you want to go ahead and jump in here, hell, even even the Cup guys, if you're on and you want to jump in here, by all means, just listen for that whenever I sit there and say, all right, guys, the pick is in. If we're talking or whatever, just stop the conversation for a moment so I can make that pick, and then we'll pick right back up on the conversation. We've got 4 rounds, of picks. 3 rounds of 4 picks. It's a snake pick. It's a snake draft, and round 4 there's only 2 owners that are picking. So I seen Speedy just hopped in. Welcome, Speedy.
A surprise appearance from Mr. Jimbo Lake. Welcome.
That guy. We don't need to talk to him.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Oh, I hear him.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, Speedy.
Well, here we
Y'all
go
have
again.
a good night.
Oh gosh.
Where you going, Chasty? You ain't going nowhere.
No, I ain't.
Look at the
This means too
look at
much.
I'm putting extra
Look at the
braces
bright
in my
side.
left rear quarter real quick.
Yeah.
You didn't touch on his screen.
Now, Shiesty, if you
Never
can do
do.
me a favor,
What's up?
while we're doing this, since Josh is my timekeeper, I'm doing announcements, and I've got to monitor my phone with the owners' picks and all that. If you can monitor the chat, that way, if anybody's mentioning anything, get you to monitor the chat for us.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and by the way, I have the charts up my side so I can keep track of whoever gets picked.
Okay. I've got my little notepad in front of me too, but it doesn't hurt for 2 people to keep track too. That'll help us out with tomorrow night's
Fuck yeah.
podcast. So, Speedy, since we got you in here, we did a random draw, and lucky dog, you come out there and get the number 1 pick. Since you're in here, what having the number 1 pick? You've got a vast. I'm not asking for your pick, but having that first pick overall, what type of advantage does that give you?
Oh man, I mean, we all know. I mean, it gives you every advantage. It's I mean, you got the cream of the crop to go through, and it can be anybody. It's awesome. At least you know who your right hand man's going to be out there on the track, and yeah, there's definitely some heavy hitters over here, and yeah, I mean it's huge. I mean, granted, there's only 4 of us, so all 4 of us are going to get some pretty good guys. I mean, there's not a single guy in this roster that ain't good. The reason they're here is because they've kind of proved to be as good as they are. So it's
Right.
yeah, man, it's awesome. Yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say, but yeah, man, it's I'm looking forward to it.
Right. Josh, question for you. Now I'm thinking back. I don't ever remember you piloting as a team owner, but if you were a team owner, what are things that you look for for some little advice that you would give some of these owners as to what picks they make? What's some aspects that sticks out?
So I'll make it
That you
quick
look
since
for?
it's 9 o'clock. Yeah, I was a team owner a couple times in my time, but yeah, I mean, you want to look for someone that's consistent. You want to look for someone that wants to work with the team. That's a big thing. Work with your team. If you get somebody and they're just selfish, it takes a whole team aspect out of it. If you want to keep it as close to being a team as possible, because you get to set up, see how car setups work, see how different lines work, and communicate. So I mean, you're looking for a team player. In all honesty, you don't want a selfish person that's going to stay to themselves the whole race. That won't go in there and at least give you a little bit of feedback. So yeah, I'm looking for a team player if I'm captain, but that's how I would run with this. But Net, before you say anything, let me go to this next slide because guess what? It is now time for the team owners to make their picks. Pick smart, pick the best fit, and chase a championship together. And without further ado, it's going right back to him. Look at this sex symbol of the league. Mr. Nep, it's all yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining tonight for the very first inaugural draft for the Next Gen Racing League. Over the past 4 or 5 weeks, we have really got together to form this league. And it's been a journey, highs and lows, ups and downs. But to get the season started, you've got to have a roster, you got to have teams. So, with that being said, for the first, as we start this season 1 draft with the first pick of the season 1 draft, Speedy with Dark Horse Race Motorsports, you are now on the clock. While we wait for the thing to come in, you look at some of the, Josh, you look at some of the names that's out there, you know, with Speedy, you never know. Does he go for a Samo? One that can possibly rack up multiple wins and help him with team point. Does he go with a person like Trickle that will sit there and find adjustments and help the team out? Does he go with like a newer guy to build his team? So it's going to be interesting to see what he picks because there's 14 guys that any of them almost could be a top pick. So it's going to be interesting to see the pick that comes in.
You know who I'm picking if I had the first pick out of all these options?
What's that?
Samo's the cream of the crop. I'm picking him over everybody. That's just how I would go about this. But we're at a minute. We got a minute left.
Right.
I mean,
Hold on.
no.
Everybody, the pick is in,
Ooh.
and Jimbo Lake, Speedy Racer 2000 with Dark Horse Motorsports, has selected none other than C. Trickle as the number
Wow.
1 overall pick in the draft. Congratulations, Trickle, on being the number 1 pick. With that, NASCAR, your High Life Motorsport, y'all are officially on the clock.
I just want to say I kind of felt that coming, but I just didn't know if it was definitely going to be there.
Yeah, I felt it since we found out.
Mm.
Speedy seen Trickle fall right before he could pick him up early in the D2D season, which we all knew he really wanted to be on a team with Trickle.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I seen this coming from about a mile and a half away.
Well, the thing with them two is they gel so well together. They're always in practices together. They work well with each other. The last draft that we did have over in said league, Trickle, traded one of his picks to get. Speedy traded one of his picks to get Trickle. They
Mm-hmm.
bond so well. They've grown a brotherhood
1
amongst
minute.
each other. So, all right. So to see that pick, you know, to see that pick doesn't surprise me. I mean, I think that's going to be a great aspect to his team. Not only will Speedy be able to help out everybody that's in that team, but Trickle as well. I'll say this for Trickle: he got on with me
30
and helped
seconds.
me. I, he got on, helped me with my settings, and then improved. But with that being said, hold all conversation. NASCAR with High Life Motorsports. The pick is in, and he picks for the second pick of round one. Samo is going to High Life.
There it is. That was beautiful.
With that being said, Rowdy Rooster. I mean, not Rowdy Rooster. Rowdy 1078. You are officially on the clock.
Gotta say, I kind of seen that one coming.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right.
Gave Samo right up to NASCAR. If NASCAR didn't get him, NASCAR was just oblivious.
This should benefit tremendously for NASCAR
Mm-hmm.
if he can learn off of the greatest.
Yeah,
Well, I don't want to say the greatest, but he's definitely one of the best at anywhere you go.
Mm-hmm.
He's if NASCAR can learn even a little bit off of him, he's going to be a top 10, top 5 driver week in and week out.
Exactly.
I agree. So I'm just sitting here waiting for Mr. Rowdy's vote to come across. So it's going to be rather interesting
What do
to see
you
who.
guys think about him repicking Reb for his first round pick? Can you guys see that happening?
I mean, it's potential, could be it. Reb is a fast guy, so it'd be interesting to see. Um, but hold that thought because Rowdy's pick is in, and Rowdy 1078, team owner for Outlaw Racing, has made the decision to pick Trigun as the number 3 overall first round pick.
That's a good pick too.
Wow.
Yeah. Gee, that dude was solid.
Dang.
Yeah.
Nah, I was hoping to sweep up Trigun at 4 or 5. That's a steal, if you ask me.
And by all means, Shiesty, you are officially on the clock, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm going to go silent.
Seeing Trigun, and that's one that I'll say I have been in there in the practices. I've been in there in the preliminary with him.
Mm-hmm.
That is a guy that, at first when he joined, wasn't for sure if he was even going. At first he was a dark horse on if he was even going to make the Cup, but his consistency to show up for practices and to run those preliminary races, and if he wasn't, he's a clean driver. He does his best that if he tries not to get into people. He watches all the way around his car, so it's one of those things where he, you know, is there room for improvement with him? Yes, by far. But I think with Rowdy taking on Trigun, I think that's just going to improve his ability.
Oh yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, the pick is in for the final spot in the round one, the number 4th overall pick. Dr. Shiesty with Pro Performance Racing selects Bames.
That was a really good pick. I like Bames, man.
That was a good pick.
Yeah.
And so with that, Shiesty, we start round 2. Shiesty, you are now on the clock.
Now, who do you follow that up with? That's my
Man,
question.
exactly. Bames has really came on as we cut up with each other, but Bames is a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy racing with him. He keeps you on your toes, and he is one that came in and he's hot. He's a fast guy. He's up at the front battling the Samos and guys like that. So to see him go in the first round, I'm not surprised about that. Well, that didn't take long. The joys of having that back to back, you actually just get to look at the roster and pick them two, and then send them in. So
I can't tell you how
without
long I've been thinking about it, Nep.
without further ado, for the round two, the number 5th overall pick of the draft, Shiesty picks Wolfie Man.
That's a good fucking pick. That's a good starter of your team right there.
Right? I mean,
I feel like I can learn a little bit something off of Wolfie with strategies and all that for sure
Rowdy,
because
you are currently on the clock.
sorry, Nep, didn't mean to cut you off there,
Oh,
but yeah.
my bad.
No,
No,
you're
go ahead.
good.
What you were saying?
Wolfie, I feel like me and Bames can learn a lot off of Wolfie. He's going to be a great asset to this team, and he's shown at legitimate speed at a lot of the tracks we go to. So, road courses, whatever it may be, Wolfie's always in the top 10. He's always there for a race. He's willing to practice when he has the time. I think this team will just get to clicking real quick.
With that being said, the next pick is in. Rowdy 1078 and his Outlaw Racing has selected the number 6 overall pick in the second pick of round two, Redneck Nation.
Now
Good pick
having
for him.
Reb and Trigun together, that's a nice little powerhouse of a team right off the bat. So Rowdy's looking
Exactly.
fucking great. Rowdy's looking pretty good, I think.
Oh, I agree. You know, he's got a stack. He's already starting good. Um, NASCAR, you and your High Life Racing or High Life Motorsports are on the clock.
All right. So now, if you're NASCAR, Nev, let me ask you this: you're going to the seventh pick. Who's are you like fiending to get right now?
If I'm looking over here, you know, he picked up some Mo, so
Hmm.
he's going to want to pick somebody that can really click with Samo and himself. Honestly, if it's me, I'm probably going to go with like an MB
Exactly what I was
or
gonna
maybe
say.
like a Big
That's
MB.
Mike.
exactly what I was
An
thinking was
MB
MB.
or a Big Mike.
Yep.
I mean, there's still some other ones out there, but I think to really or another thing,
Hmm.
he's got Samo.
Hmm.
Another fast guy that's out there, you got JPR. The potential.
Yep.
So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see who he comes out with. So, and with that, the selection is in, and with the 7th overall pick in the draft, NASCAR's High Life Motorsports has selected MB.
That was a very smart fucking move.
That's a great
Yep.
smart move. Speedy, you are currently on the clock, sir.
Don't be sleeping on that team neither.
You can't sleep on anything right
Lord.
now.
No, I mean, it's all tight.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you look at these teams. You got Shiesty with Bame and Wolfie Man. You got Speedy and Trickle, and then whoever Speedy comes off with on this pick, and then NASCAR with Samo and MB, and then Trigun and Redneck on Rowdies. I mean, these are already starting. We're just in the second round, and these teams are stacked, buddy. So it's going to be interesting that owners points race. So um, looking at the ones out here, that are still on the board. Honestly, if I had to say the way that they gelled together, I probably would go with Speedy either going with a Rooster or
Or Mike.
maybe a Big Mike.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think
you know.
Mike. But it's hard because Rooster's been running so well too. That's gives you like the okay, what do we do now? And he's been getting consistent. So I mean, Mike's Mr. Tough Luck. Rooster is Rooster. And actually, Rooster's becoming a very good driver. So, in this spot, I'd pick Rooster, but that's me.
Right.
30 seconds.
Yeah. 30 seconds left. My little bubbles are bouncing, so. Oh, whoa. All right, the
Oh,
pick is in, guys.
oh.
With the eighth overall pick of the draft, and the final pick in round two, Speedy's Dark Horse Motorsports, with a great pick, but a wild card pick. Speedy picks Beer Stick.
Ah, beer stick. What a pick. Wow.
I had to say I seen that one coming. Him,
I
Beer
didn't.
Stick, and
They
Trickle
do,
have been running a shit ton together, especially this
and
last week or so. Once Beer Stick has the time to practice, get some laps in before the races, he's shows up and shows out. He's one of the guys I had circled for round 3 here.
and Speedy, you are on the clock again.
Don't
Now,
sound too excited now.
one thing he's got to look at here. This is going to be his last pick in the draft. He doesn't get a pick in the
That's
fourth
true.
round. So,
Yeah.
he's got Trickle, and now he's got Beer Stick. So it's going to be interesting to see who does he go with for that last pick that he gets. His team's only going to have the four guys. So
Again, it's just like, do you pick somebody that's been showing progress, or do you pick somebody that's been showing just strip speed when they show out, when they show up to race? So which way do you go? This late, I'm picking someone that's consistent. I'm not picking
you know,
the guy that's out here fastest all the time.
well,
I'm picking
you're also picking up somebody that you know go with somebody that they're willing to learn. They're willing to listen to you, and you can teach them. And they're not going to be like, well, why should I do it that way? They're going to listen to every advice that you give them because
one
they
minute.
know your best 1 minute. Your best interest is to improve them, and
Hmm.
because he would want to see they would want to see them in a victory lane situation. So it's going to be rather interesting. He's going to take it down to the wire.
Oh,
Nope, that wasn't my phone.
oh,
That was
fuck.
mine. My bad.
30
False
seconds.
alarm.
Yeah, this is where your decision really needs to be focused on teamwork, I feel, this late now in the game.
I think he
And
goes
with that,
JPR here. Oh,
the pick is in. And with the ninth overall pick of the draft, Speedy's Dark Horse Motorsport picks Charton or Sharton.
Sharton. It's Sharton.
It's Sharton. Yeah.
Sure.
It's Sharton.
So
It's
Now,
always Sharton.
all right, so I'll say that one caught me off guard.
That one was actually circled for me too, but he sees what I do too. Sharton, I've noticed, has a lot of speed. Um, Especially at intermediate tracks. He's
Mm.
consistent and fast, and I don't know what he does different, but it seems to work.
that's it. You look at his team. I mean, Speedy. He's got Trickle, Beer Stick, and Sharton. You know, that's an interesting team right there. You know, between Speedy and Trickle's ability to, come up with a good pit strategy and pit adjustments, I think that just, Charton he's already been a a good driver. Now that's just going to increase his stock and his ability
Hmm.
to be a front running car. Ladies and gentlemen, The 10th overall pick of the draft is in. NASCAR's High Life Motorsports has selected none other than JPR.
NASCAR's got a really good team.
Oh
like
yeah, with
like
Samo.
speed wise, he's got the fastest. I feel speed wise.
Now, chemistry wise, how do you think that's going to
Correct.
click?
That's the problem.
Here's the thing. They've been rivals for so long with Samo and JPR. JPR and Samo. Maybe with them being on a team, they might end up coming together and bonding. You never know.
Hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to see the Rowdy. You are currently on the clock, but it's going to be interesting to see how those two pairs up. And then you got MB right there, who he's a league owner. So if there is any tension, he's going to be stepping in and be like, guys,
Firsthand.
that was then. This is now. Let's go forward and
Hmm.
let's make this team a top running team. Do 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 do. All right, with the 11th pick of the draft, overall draft, and the third pick in the round 3, Rowdy's Outlaw Racing. So this is a perfect pick.
Mm.
None other than Big Mike.
Fucking Michael going with Rowdy. That's Rowdy's got Trigun, Reb, and now Mike. Yeah, he's doing good. He's doing good. Mike, I feel Mike. I'm gonna tell you. I know you're watching. Brand new, clean slate. No more tough luck award. You are now a completely different driver. Go out there and fucking own that shit.
Shiesty, you are on the clock. Yeah, I mean, with being on Rowdy's team, and I think he's been on Rowdy's team before, and they work so good together. You know, they're to me they have that bond like what Speedy and Trickle has. So that was a good pick. For Rowdy. You know, he'll get the last pick as well. But you look at his team: Trigun, um, Redneck,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Big Mike. You know, he's got a good team forming. So be interesting to see. Who who, who what that last pick is for him. So now let's analyze Shiesty, real quick before his pick comes in. He's
Yeah,
got
now you're in a tough
Bane.
spot. Yeah.
He's got Bames. He's got Wolfie Man. And he's got Charton. And you look at the 3 drivers that's left, you got Nepp, Ford, Rooster. And he's going to get back-to-back picks here. So,
Mm-hmm. Guess to pad that team a little bit.
um, he got that wrong, but it's actually to round out the 3rd round. The pick is in, and Shiesty picks Rooster.
Good pickup. I think Rooster went later than he should have, but yeah, that was a good job keeping an eye on his ass.
And Shiesty, you're back on the clock, sir. I like how he's going along, even though he's in here, he's going along with the whole, and that's the thing about this draft. He's even in here with the live broadcast, and he's one of the analysis of it, but he don't even know who people are picking,
Mm-hmm.
until I say it, so, it, I'm sure he's probably scribbled a bunch of names out off of the list as the draft went along, you know. All right. I'm gonna break character a little bit here. Shiesty, why don't you come up here and let us know what your final pick of this draft is?
Yeah, I'm gonna take my the president of the league here, Mr. Nepdog himself.
Thank you, Shiesty. Look forward to racing for you, buddy. You know,
Yep,
me and
just
Rooster, we
get whatever
you know,
you and Bames have solved, and we'll be just fine.
well, like I said, the thing with me and Bames, it's been a
Just
friendly
dicking
rivalry.
around.
You know, in practice, we'll talk about getting into each other, but when we come into the races, we race each other clean and all, and it's good, fun
100%.
rivalry. I like Bames; he's a great
Just like me
guy.
and Mike.
But I've been running with Rooster. God, when I first started racing online over in World of Outlaws, um, I was I was brought into this racing league over there, and Rooster was one of the guys. So I've known Rooster longer than anybody else in this league. So to be on a team with him, it's a. I look forward to racing with him. You know, I love our team. I mean, Beer Stick. You know, can't. I mean, not Beer Stick, but Wolfie. While I enjoy racing with him.
That means there's only one pick left.
And that would go to Rowdy, and well, we know who it is. So with the final pick in the draft, Rowdy selects Ford. So not Rowdy. I've noticed with Rowdy, he has a tendency of picking like newer guys because he knows that they're willing to listen and improve. So and he always seems to make those teams work. So I think Ford's going to really mix well with him. So I mean, I I enjoy this draft. You know, we know where we now know where everybody's going. So
Nep,
yes, sir.
should we get NASCAR in the call?
Is he here?
Should we? I think we should.
Yeah, we could get NASCAR in
Let's
here.
see.
Speedy, let's bring Speedy up here too. Speedy, unmute your mic, sir.
What up?
Man, threw some moves out there. Great picks, bud.
So this draft was all about people that I can mesh well with. That's what this was all about. Guys that I know are gonna get on and run. I'm hoping Beer Stick can put in a little bit more time than he's been able to. But I do get work, all that jazz. With this new game, he has fucking proved that he can run and he can run up front now more than ever. Um, so I've got a lot of hope for Beer Stick. I think he's gonna definitely be a front runner week in and week out. I'm just hoping he can show up more often. You guys already know me and Trickle. We're the dynamic duo. We're a great team together. Always have been. Always will be. Um, and then with Charton, one of the new guys. What a cool dude. And he's clean. He's consistently. I mean, is he running first? Usually not, but he's up there, and he ain't no slouch. So I've got high hopes for Charton as well. He's usually a guy that's at least consistently, beating around the top 5 at any given race. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with my picks for sure. Um, I will go as far to say, like, out of all 4 teams, ooh, Rowdy's looking stout. Rowdy, Trigun, Reb, Mike, and Ford. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's I mean, all these teams have got their fair share of guys. Samo and JP. Like, who would have thought? So, we'll have to see how that plays out. But yeah, it's interesting for sure. But like I said, for me and my team, it was about who I knew would mesh well together and get on and practice and cut up and have fun and try to figure out strategies. And so that's why I went with who I went with.
Uh-huh.
NASCAR's in.
Hello,
Mr. Meals,
Mr.
are you
NASCAR.
here?
Hello.
All right.
Hello.
So, Speedy, gotta cut you off for a second. There is one more surprise before we go. This is only offered up in NASCAR. Nep, the floor is
Yes,
yours
sir.
again.
Okay. what? What?
What?
I think I missed something here.
Oh, Nep, you're a fucking dingbat. Okay, well, me and Nep were talking the other day
Yeah.
about a part-time cup spot for myself.
Okay.
And I'm kind of upset Nep forgot.
Hey, there's been a lot going on over the past 24 hours.
But if you would like a part-time cup driver, let me know.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. 100%.
And
I would love to have you.
there we go. There's the interesting twist at the end of this thing.
Oh no, there's another twist. Because if we're
Oh,
gonna do this, it's only right to make this a fair thing. Speedy, get your ass back up here, brother.
Oh,
Oh boy, what
no.
are we doing now? Hey
Speedy, you
NASCAR,
have
I'll trade you
no.
one of my guys for Samo. I'm just fucking with you.
No, but Speedy, since you have been the top recruit guy on bringing the new guys in, you have been in there in the practice, almost every practice with these new guys.
Mhm.
I not a full time ride, but starting off as a part time, you'll get with them and give them X amount of races that they're allowed to run with the cups. Out of the guys that are over in Xfinity, who's your part time guy?
Let me give me just 1 second.
Throw you on the
I'm
spot right
I'm
here.
I'm gonna go with Heavy D. I can't remember the first part of his gamer tag.
EMC.
EMC. I'm gonna go with EMC Heavy D.
There we go.
And that's just based off of the few practices that we've ran with some of these new guys. He's one guy that has been showing up lately more than anybody, just about. And I've been running with him the past couple of nights. He's got some speed. Seems to be fairly clean. I'm sure he'll need to work on some things as we go along, but I have some hopes for that dude. So
well, there you go. There's the full roster.
Yeah, got, got 18 full time guys, and we got 2 part time guys. Um, the committee will talk it over and get with NASCAR and Speedy as to, with them being part time, how many races they'll be
Yeah,
eligible and which
yeah.
races they are eligible for.
Mhm.
If it's a matter of it'd be regular season races they're allowed to run, minus the playoffs or whatever the case may be. So,
Mhm.
but that's the thing about this league. It's a tight brotherhood. But Samo said in chat, JPR teammates, and I'm excited for it. So like I said, they've raced against each other. Now that they're on the same team, they'll it's gonna be interesting to see how they mix. They're gonna mix. I think Samo's got the at one point, me and Samo, as we all remember the whole thin ice scenario. And it wasn't until we actually got on the same team that we really clicked together. So it'd be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Um,
Yeah, there's a lot of twists and turns that are about to happen, and we are all here for it. Well,
now, now that drafts are in, I will say this: how this is going about for the Xfinity guys that are listening to the broadcast. I don't want y'all to think that because y'all's in Xfinity that we don't feel that y'all's good enough to run up here. Some of y'all just came into the league. We haven't had really a lot of time to work with, to run with y'all to see how y'all's driving style mixes, and that's why we have the Xfinity. Um, Almost the majority of the committee will be running those Xfinity races, and the whole reason why we're not really running down there. If we win, we win, but we're running down there to look for potential Cup guys. The overall outlook on everything is to eventually have everybody in the Cup series. You know, but before instead of just throwing 30 plus guys in here, and there's still some work to be doing with a few of them, it's best that we have the Xfinity guys and we got the Cup guys. Now, with that being said, you're always in those Xfinity races, guys. You're always being watched. How you handle yourself in the race, how drive and perform around people. That's going to be a decision that's on you. And at the end of the first season, we're going to be looking to bring people up for season 2 and that rookie class. And that's your time to shine is this season. Now, here's the thing with the Cup. Just because you were drafted tonight, guys, you're not guaranteed up here. If you start to race dirty or you start to causing frictions and trouble out on the track, you can get booted down. And as a result, we're not going to leave these owners high and dry without missing a driver. So at that point, they're going to be able to pick somebody that has started to shine over in Xfinity and bring them up to take over your spot. They're going to have the ability to say we go into a race and for whatever the case may be, I've got personal business. I can't make it that night. You know, Shiesty would be able to go down to the Xfinity roster and say, "Hey, I need a driver to come up here to fill Nep's to run Nep's spot on my team for this race." A one-time race could lead to potentially, you're up here now. Other team owners are looking at you for. I come back the next week. Well, they saw how you ran that week that I was out. So if the situation occurs that they lose a driver or they need a replacement driver, they might come to you and, hey, you did so great in that fill-in race for Shicey that one day. I want you to come fill in for me, type deal. So there's a lot of opportunities for the Xfinity guys. So I really want to touch on that because I did have a conversation with one guy earlier, and he was worried that he felt like the Xfinity guys were just being left to the side, and that's not the case, guys. It's a learning league, and as you as we get to learn your driving skills and how you handle in those Xfinity races and how you're able to maneuver around guys without pushing the limits and all, you're going to get to the Cup. All you can do. We're the team owners, the committee. We're here for you. If you have any questions, hey, what can I do? What am I doing wrong? What can I do to improve my driving skills? By all means, reach out to any of them. Speedy, Shiesty, any of them. Just reach out and say, hey, I'm going to be on practicing tonight. Can you come in and look at me and give me some pointers? You know, so that you can make that jump to the Cup next season or during this season. Sorry to veer off there, but I just wanted to throw that out there, guys.
Nep, you are all good. You are the president, so I think for you to speak is perfect. But with further ado, we have a show tomorrow, everybody. So please stop in 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be live. Um, They'll be, of course, recapping what happened here tonight, and we'll be throwing a couple other things in there to talk about. So, in other news, we're done, and that concludes the season 1 draft. Thank you for showing up tonight, and get ready to kick off the season next week here in the Next Gen Racing League. Again, thank you everyone for showing up tonight. We appreciate it. Nap, thanks for having this thing going, and we'll see everyone soon.
Thanks to everybody, and look forward to tomorrow night's show. But real quick, thank you, Rowdy, MB, for being owners of this league. Our committee members. It's a team effort all the way from the top to the bottom. So back to you, Josh.